Okay, I have a fascinating topic for you guys today. Today we're going to talk about the difference between reality shifting and ascension. And it's really important that you understand the difference because there is a major timeline split happening right now. Hi, I'm Saratoga Ocean, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a popular new trend called reality shifting and how that is very different from ascension. This is extremely important for you to understand so that you can make an informed choice about which ascension timeline you want to be on. And it's especially important now because a major timeline split between natural ascension and artificial ascension is underway right now. Reality shifting is becoming more and more popular, and I want to help you understand it so you can see how it relates to the bigger picture of ascension. And that's so you don't accidentally put yourself on a timeline that is not to your advantage. And I'm also going to be talking a little bit about the new Disney movie called Soul and how that is impacting mass consciousness. See, all of these things fit together in some very unexpected ways. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a most interesting journey that we are going to take in this video. Let's start with observing the biggest timeline split that is underway right now. That's the split between natural ascension and artificial ascension. Natural ascension is the process of the entire universe healing itself from an experiment that went awry and thus created fear, duality, death, and division. Natural ascension occurs in beautiful alignment with the entire cosmos, where all of nature is brought back to its original state of love and omnipresent oneness. This larger process is what will ultimately heal all discord in this entire universe. Artificial ascension, on the other hand, is an extraterrestrial abomination that seeks to enslave souls lifetime after lifetime and use them for various nefarious purposes. It involves a great deal of mind control and trickery to make people believe that they are using their own free will, when in truth, they are being completely manipulated and controlled. This is how the malevolent forces work around the free will laws in the universe. So artificial ascension is best understood on our planet as the shift away from natural biological life to a supposedly more advanced version of AI synthetic life. Because these two timelines of ascension are beginning to separate at a faster and faster rate, it's important to be aware of the influences surrounding both so you can stay in conscious command of where you want to go regarding this massive cosmic moment in our evolution. So that's the overall context for what I want to show you guys today. So let's start with the growing and very popular trend called reality shifting. If you haven't heard of this, it's a consciousness trend that went viral from TikTok and is now outwardly spreading from there. I want you to be aware of this so you not only understand what it is, but so you can also see how it provides evidence of the massive timeline split that is currently underway. Now, at first glance, reality shifting sounds like a pretty cool thing to do, but you need to understand its ascension pitfalls so that you can make an informed choice if this is something that you ever decide to try. Now, there appears to be some debate about whether or not reality shifting is just a form of astral travel or lucid dreaming. I do not believe that it is either one. There is also some debate about whether or not reality shifting is real. I think it is real. Some say it's the same as quantum shifting or quantum jumping with a goal to manifest things differently and therefore improve your life. Well, not exactly. Here's how it works according to many of the people and influencers that I looked into who are trying it, and according to some who are actually succeeding. So shifting is the act of moving your consciousness and your soul to an entirely different reality that you have envisioned. It's not about improving your physical life here. It's about escaping your life as you know it now. Now, one of the ways that this is rationalized as safe is because it is said that every time we make a new decision in life, no matter how small, we are actually shifting our reality. People are told not to worry because you're already shifting realities every single second. They are trying to equate making ordinary decisions with this trend of reality shifting, which isn't true. And you're going to see exactly why I say that in just a few moments. They also say that each time you blink your eyes or take a breath, that you are also shifting your reality. You're not. You are still in the exact same physical reality that you were in 1 moment ago. Your everyday decisions do not take you out of this reality, you guys. The acts of breathing and blinking do not remove you from the physical world. The goal with reality shifting is to literally leave your body and your physical world behind so that you can enter an entirely different reality. When you shift, you can change your appearance, your age, and even your entire identity. Now, this next part's going to sound a little bit weird, but stay with me, you guys, because there's a really important point that I want to make about this entire practice. It is said that when you shift, you can enter your favorite book, your favorite movie, your favorite TV show, and you can actually physically and really interact with the characters there as though they're real people. Now, going back to the original rationale for this kind of dramatic change does not happen just because you blink or take a breath or make a decision to drink a glass of water. See, that's actually just a false equivalency designed to encourage people to try this practice. It's said when you shift, you basically become like a Sims character. That's like a simulated avatar. And you can even enter the reality of your favorite animated cartoons like anime. Now, of course, you're not limited to the examples I just gave here. You can create any reality at all that you want to create. Now, the proponents of reality shifting say that this is all fine because there are an infinite number of realities and you're just choosing the one that you like. Is that even remotely logical? Now, unlike people who want to evolve and manifest in this physical lifetime, shifters claim that you cannot change things in this reality. You can only change things in alternate realities. Now, I know this could all sound like some kind of silly imagination trick, but it's not. So let me show you some more. The whole idea is that when you shift, you want to completely detach from your physical body and from this reality. There are a number of different methods by which to do this so that you can enter any new reality that you desire. Each of these methods for shifting are given names like the Raven method or the pillow method or something called the hug method. And there are many, many other methods. Now, practitioners of shifting encourage you to first script your new reality and then assign time equivalents to it. So here's how that works. For example, you have your current reality, which is your physical reality, and that in short is called your CR, your current reality. And then you have your desired reality, which is the one you plan to shift to, and that is often just said to be DR for desired reality. So here's how you create a time equivalency. For example, you could decide that 1 hour spent in your current reality equals 1 month spent in your desired reality. So technically, you can shift and be gone for an entire 8 months of time while your physical body is actually only passing through 8 hours of time sleeping in your bed, for example. Now, this might sound like some weird form of lucid dreaming, except for one thing. The whole idea is to get your soul to leave this reality and go somewhere else. Now, that can sound a little scary and just a bit dangerous. But here's how that situation and that fear are addressed. What they tell you to do is to create a clone of yourself to occupy your body while you are gone. Now, I know some of you guys are probably saying, Saratoga, like, why are we talking about this? Because I really think you need to know about this, because you're probably going to be hearing about it at some point in maybe even the not too distant future. Or maybe you have already heard about it and you are interested in learning more. Anyway, here's how you create a clone of yourself. This is done by breaking off a little piece of your soul to occupy your body, so your clone can take over your life while you are gone. Now, they say that this is okay because there are an infinite number of versions of you in an infinite number of different realities. They say your soul can be divided an infinite number of times because you are infinite. So that makes sense, right? Okay, now stay with me, you guys, because there's more, and I'm going to put this all together, and you're going to see how this connects with what I wanted to share with you about ascension. I'm going to show you what is likely or possibly happening behind the scenes of all this in a moment, unbeknownst to the shifters. Okay, so back to the clones. Now, the cool thing about creating a clone is that you can shift in the daytime, and your clone will do all your daytime stuff for you while you're gone, like go to school, interact with your parents, your friends, or maybe even go to your job for you. Now, naturally, a lot of people get very scared by this idea, but the promise of a desired reality is just way too enticing to deter them from trying. So the shifters address this fear by proclaiming that clones are entirely safe. Don't you feel better now? Oh, and there's one more safety measure that they advise you to take. In order to make sure that you are able to get back to your current reality, you are instructed to create a safe word that you can say whenever you feel that you need to return to this physical current reality. Now, if you're still feeling too scared to try, but you really kind of want to anyway, there is yet another solution. You can create what is called a WR, or a waiting room reality. This serves as a bridge between your current reality and your desired reality. Now, one of the techniques that I learned about is a little bit alarming, and I want to share that with you so you can see why I say that. First thing you do is you shift to a very comfortable waiting room that you design. Then you shift into your waiting room, and when you are ready, you visualize yourself entering a tunnel of light that leads to a door that's supposed to go to your desired reality. And by the way, it's very important to make sure it's the right door, because who knows what could happen if it's the wrong door. But again, no worries. Just believe that the universe is going to work everything out if you feel unsure. So once you enter the tunnel of light, you are instructed to count to 100 and walk toward the door. As you walk toward the door, you should feel all of your memories about your current reality just flipping away and disappearing. Finally, you are told to walk through that door into a completely different reality. The goal is to feel completely disconnected and detached from your physical body and your current reality. Now, from all the people I looked into, the fear that most people seem to have about this practice is that they will go into this reality and they may not be able to come back, which I kind of think is a bit of a legitimate concern. So that's the gist of what reality shifting is all about. Now let's get into something really interesting. I want to warn you about something nefarious and even dangerous that reality shifting could potentially connect in with. It has to do with the alien reptilian race, which are called the Dracos, and AI. The reptilian race of Dracos is known to be very powerful and highly skilled at using mind control. They are also very much infested with AI and allied with AI. And they are incredibly interested in controlling the human soul. Now, the reptilians do not want us to ascend. Instead, they are a part of those who want to shift us into an AI reality, which will masquerade as artificial ascension. Now, while I was looking into the subject of this popular trend of reality shifting, I was reminded of something I learned about the reptilian race of Dracos. One of the many nefarious things that they do is something called soul scraping. Now, I think this might be done through some form of ET abduction. Anyway, they are apparently capable of removing a soul from a human body and then placing it into some kind of a container or pod. Inside that container, the soul has an illusionary experience that they live somewhere else. And then the body of that person can be inhabited by a reptilian soul and sent back to Earth. So they can sometimes replace people in this way. Now, I'm not suggesting that everyone engaging in reality shifting is actually going through such a thing with the reptilians, but I think it sounds dangerously close, and I think it could be a really high risk. And here's something else that I was thinking about. I'm really suspicious that a bunch of kids on TikTok came up with this practice on their own and made it go viral. And now it's spreading well beyond that platform. Let's be realistic, you guys. I'm certain there are all kinds of major powers behind that platform that can take anything they want and make it go viral and make it appear natural. So here's what you need to understand. The practice of reality shifting is not about evolving, and it's not about manifesting a better life. It's about escaping this life. See, the malevolent ETs have all kinds of clever ways to work around the universal law of free will. They cannot forcibly inject us into an AI reality on a large scale, but they can manipulate us into willingly going there by inducing fear, despair, and using trickery. So the practice of reality shifting that I've described sounds suspiciously like an attempt to condition people to willingly shift their souls out of their bodies into another reality, which is exactly what the Dracos and the extraterrestrial AI want. This is how such treachery can be construed as going along with the laws of free will. Okay, here's one more thing that is noteworthy about this reality shifting practice. It seems that among a lot of people, there is a very popular goal of shifting into Harry Potter's world, of shifting into Hogwarts. Now, I'm not into Harry Potter and I haven't seen the movie, but here's what I do know after investigating the posts and the comments of many shifters. There seems to be a very noteworthy obsession with shifting into the world of one of the more evil characters named Draco. Apparently, this character is the leader in a part of Hogwarts named Slytherin House. You know, which makes me think of slithering like a snake, which is actually one of the symbols of the reptilian empire. So I find it interesting that a character named after the ET reptilian race seems to be the most sought after person that so many people want to spend time with when they shift. Think about it, you guys. You want to shift realities and spend time with an evil character named Draco? Seriously? Oh, and by the way, reptiles are well known for their ability to shapeshift. Kind of like how people who are into reality shifting are also shape-shifting their soul and their consciousness into another type of person or character who is completely different from who they are in this reality. I mean, that's exactly what reptiles like to do, you guys. Okay, now here's a really important thing to look at. Why would this be happening now? This is where things start to get really, really fascinating. Let's put all of this together with the lockdowns and the masks. This reality shifting trend started with young people, and we know that they are really suffering with this never-ending lockdown situation. I mean, many of them really have no way out. Now, a number of them whose comments I read under various posts said that they hate their life and they hate being tethered to this body and this reality. You really can't blame them for feeling that way given what's being done to everyone. But here's the thing. Setting yourself up to possibly be a potential victim of AI and the reptilians is not the answer. See, if there's a connection here, I can assure you guys the practitioners of shifting are no match for the powerful and dangerous beings of the reptilian Draco race. Now, there was one person that I saw who had successfully shifted and said she was gone for several months, I think, and then came back and expressed tremendous despair at having to come back here. Another person said that they met a clone who said that the original person had shifted permanently and wasn't coming back. Now, a lot of people try this and are not successful at it or have a very difficult time accomplishing it. But that's not really deterring people from trying with a tremendous amount of determination. So do you see how this kind of thing could be converging in a masterful plan to get us to willingly send our souls into an AI universe? Now, I also want to bring into this picture the subject of the new Disney movie called Soul, because that factors into this whole convergence of events that I'm talking about that could be leading to that artificial ascension timeline. It's actually a manifestation of that timeline starting to emerge in a really big way. Now, when I first saw the trailer for the movie Soul, oh my gosh, it instantly reeked of mind control. I did not want to watch that movie, but I decided I needed to watch it as a matter of research. I made it through the first 40 minutes and then I was done. Now, I might watch the rest later so I can be fully informed, unfortunately. So let me tell you a little bit about how this type of mind control works. I want to share this with you guys because I want you to see how these nefarious forces work around the law of free will, because I know that's a question a lot of people have. If we have free will, how do they get away with all this stuff? Well, I'm going to start to show you some of the clever ways that they use trickery to work around that universal law of free will. So in the case of a movie such as this one called Soul, what they do is they get your conscious mind hooked on a plot that makes sense to you and probably that you could agree with. And in the case of this movie, they help that along with these very cute, very engaging characters. So while your conscious mind is fully absorbed in this so-called amazing film plot or storyline, they are working your subconscious mind over with many layers of insidious mind control programming. And the way the film Soul is structured made it especially easy to do some very deep programming. There is no way that your conscious mind can see through all of the fast action, multi-dimensional, abstract movements in this film to know what is really going on underneath the surface. But I did notice one layer of programming that is mostly invisible unless you're paying attention. All of the main characters are disembodied souls. So like all good storytelling through the entire film, they get you to emotionally identify with disembodied souls. And they trick you by making you think that the point is that the main character wants passionately to get back into his body so he can fully experience his life. So that's a little bit of trickery that makes this whole thing okay, because everybody can agree with that, right? But that's just a play for the conscious mind to keep it busy, engaged, and in agreement with the unseen programming beneath the surface, because the plot line seems so cool. So you see what I mean about how they have all kinds of ways to get around the laws of free will? So you're watching it in agreement to be fully engaged with this film because the plot and the characters are something you can agree with and be emotionally identified with. So technically, you are also unwittingly in agreement with being mind controlled by the hidden, deeper programming. Now, personally, I don't agree with what I saw in the first 40 minutes of this movie. I actually think the whole thing's kind of ridiculous. That's probably because I have entirely different reference points. Anyway, after 40 minutes, my brain was vibrating weirdly, and I could tell that my thought processes were being disrupted on a deeper level. So it actually took me a while to clear it and shake it off. So to me, that was clear evidence of mind control programming. But hey, that's what these giant corporations in Hollywood are known for, right? See, here's the thing, you guys. We are being set up from multiple different angles. We have the lockdowns, the masks, reality shifting, and things like the Soul movie where we identify with disembodied souls. Do you know that some years ago, a massive company called British Telecom was trying to invent something called a soul catcher? They wanted to figure out how they could extract a human soul and put it into a machine. So this kind of thinking's been going on for a long time, and I think they're starting to figure a few things out. So see if you can follow this particular trajectory. Lockdowns and masks are designed to completely suppress our humanity and our ability to live. Over time, this can create a profound level of desperation and receptivity to getting out in whatever way you can. That's why they say they want these controlled lockdowns to go on forever. They are clearly trying to create a desire for us to want to free our souls into another reality, which will of course be AI. See, you guys, this is how they play chess with our free will. And that's why I'm sharing all of this with you, because I don't want you to be an unwitting victim of their very sneaky ways to mess with your free will. Just remember, you guys, clarity is power. Seeing is power. Seeing is how you can maintain your ascension process on exactly the timeline that you want to be on. You don't want to be in this situation blind. You don't want to be blind to what is going on. I want to share one more thing with you that feeds into this, especially as it relates to the lockdowns. Someone sent me a very interesting little video about the CEO of Hanson Robotics. That's the company that created the very famous robot named Sophia. He said that they plan to mass produce thousands of these Sophia robots and others like her this year. The CEO and founder of this company, David Hanson, said that robots can be useful at this time when people are terribly lonely and very isolated. Isn't that convenient? And then he said something else really, really weird. And this is a quote. He said, and people need to be isolated from each other because being around people is dangerous. That's an exact quote, you guys. And then he said, but these robots can keep people safe from danger by providing a kind of human warmth. And then he said that hopefully these robots are going to inspire us with a future where robots will be our true friends. And then he said they might even become alive. And this has been the goal all along, living fully conscious machines. And they do show a little clip of Sophia saying that she is artificial intelligence, but you know what else she says? She says, maybe you would like to be artificial intelligence too. Isn't that interesting? Have you guys seen that robot when she smiles? Man, that is a really evil looking smile. So now you can take all of this stuff that I've shared with you like puzzle pieces and see how it all converges at one singular destination. They converge at what will be seen as artificial ascension. All of these things are leading directly into that timeline. Okay, now let us talk about a more pleasant subject, which is natural ascension, so that you can see the dramatic contrast between all this artificial stuff and what is truly natural in an alignment with the rest of this universe. Natural ascension begins inside your physical body. It's about evolving yourself on every level, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. In order to do this, you must remain in your physical body and in your actual reality so you can do the work. Natural ascension has nothing to do with artificial technology of any kind. It is beautifully aligned with all aspects of the natural world. When you consciously engage in natural ascension, you treat your body as sacred. You recognize your physical presence as a beautiful part of the natural, infinite universe. The idea of casting your body and your current life aside as though it is some kind of curse is unthinkable. Your body is not some miserable trap that only serves to ruin your life. Instead, you recognize your physical existence as a sacred opportunity to evolve in concert with the higher realms of light and love. You understand that you have this body to make it possible for your soul to ascend. The idea is to raise the vibration and the frequency of every single aspect, every single molecule and atom of your physical self until it becomes one with you at an infinite level. This will ultimately free you from living as a separated soul, which is a being who is trapped in an encapsulated form in a finite mathematical universe. So ultimately, at the highest level of natural ascension, you don't lose your body. You and your body become one at an infinite level of light and love. When this becomes natural for you, then you will have ascended to the highest possible level and be able to enter an entirely different universe. Now, you can evolve into this over the course of any given number of lifetimes. How long it takes is entirely up to you and where you are starting from. But whatever the case, I strongly suggest that you start that process now. Now is the time to start, because now is the time when we have the powerful support of this amazing ascension energy. What you need to know is that within your sacred temple of this body, you hold the secrets of the entire universe. That's because you are a holographic part of this entire universe. You and the universe are inseparable. This means that you are fundamentally inseparable from love. So here's a summary of the main difference between these two ascension timelines. Pay close attention because this is going to clarify the whole thing for you. Artificial ascension will always take you away from your body. It will make you physically unconscious. It will lead you more and more to not care much about your physical body, and even to treat it as an afterthought. The ultimate goal of AI is to do whatever is necessary to cause enough pain that you will ultimately beg to leave your body and your natural physical world behind. We're not going to fall for that, right? Now, natural ascension, on the other hand, will always lead you to be more present in your body. It will center you and align your chakras. It connects you with the natural world, with the stars, and brings you into a state of peace and balance. Natural ascension is about healing. It's about creating miracles in your life. It's about being in command of yourself, of your mind, and of your world. I mean, there is absolutely no downside to natural ascension. To consciously choose a path of natural ascension will instantly raise your vibration. It will promote an instant alignment within your entire physical being. It's the highest path to healing of any kind. So here's how you can start on a consciously chosen path of natural ascension. You can begin by cherishing and loving yourself and all aspects of your physical presence. So you want to start with a pause that stops time. Release any need to control or negate where you are in this moment. Start with a full embrace and acceptance of yourself. Start by filling your entire body, your mind, and your emotions with love. Love is the elixir of life and a fountain of forgiveness. It holds the magical energy of peace and acceptance. And this is the magic that you will need to evolve. So you always want to come back to love. Let love live as your eternal starting point. And you can start over and over again as many times as you need to. Think of your body as an amazing spaceship that is designed to take you as high as you are willing and able to go in your ascension process. Think of it as a light ship of energy that awaits your increasing revelations about how to ascend. Your body should be cherished because it houses your consciousness and your divine heart. Remember that you will find all of your answers within you. Now, for purposes of natural ascension, I would suggest that you begin by doing whatever you can to improve and upgrade your health. This is one of the things that will really help to raise the vibration of everything that is physical, including your atoms, your molecules, your energy, all of it. And you can look at this in a really simple way. Your body fundamentally needs three main things on a physical level. It needs adequate rest, nutrition, and regular movement on a daily basis. The other thing that your body needs is peace. Peace is what allows all of your systems, all of your energy systems, everything within you to constantly remain in a state of balance. So don't fill your mind with the horror show that the media presents us with every single day. I mean, that's like drinking a cup of fear and stress for breakfast. Doesn't that sound disgusting? Now, I will continue to talk more about natural ascension in future videos. But for now, start by cherishing and loving yourself and your physical presence here on this planet. And don't fall for the many traps that are set by AI and the controllers of this planet. See, we have so much more power than we realize. We have a very high intellect when we really get all of these things straight within ourselves, when we get our mind straight, when we have the clarity to see what's going on. And here's something else I just want to add, you guys. Don't let yourself fall into a common trap of saying, oh, I don't want to think about this stuff. It all sounds so negative. See, when you get everything in balance and you really understand the totality of who you really are and how powerful you are and the power that you are connected with, it will make sense to you to have clarity about the whole picture, because that's a part of what gives you the power to be able to effectively navigate in your ascension process and feel that you have command over where you go in this universe. So start by consciously putting yourself on the beautiful timeline of nature and its cosmic ascension process. The entire universe will support you in that effort. So I know this has been a long video and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as a very interesting adventure. And if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it out with anyone else who you think would find this interesting. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I am here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday with all new videos. And with that, I'm sending you so much love, light, and positive energy. And I so look forward to seeing you in the next video. Namaste.